Gladiator redesign. Is it time? And what do we need? Well, good evening everybody, and welcome back to Rob Motive JT. So, the Jeep Gladiator's been out, we're in the third model year now, and it's very competitive out there. So is it time for a Jeep Gladiator redesign? You know, I think it's probably a little bit early, but I bet within the next year, two to 3 years, we're probably gonna start hearing chatter about a Jeep Gladiator redesign. Now, first of all, let me say, there's not a whole lot you can do, right? I mean, to maintain the Jeep heritage, you're not gonna change a lot of things. I think we're gonna keep the round headlights. You know, they went with square once. That wasn't a very big hit. And we're gonna keep the front grille with its slots and all that stuff, and the square look and all. They might round things a little bit maybe, make some improvements to options and stuff like that. But I can't imagine there's gonna be some big mass overhaul of the Jeep Gladiator. But nonetheless, there are a few things that I would like to see in a redesigned Jeep Gladiator. So let's run through. Number one, auto down driver's side window. You know, I don't have it in any of my vehicles now. I had it in my 2020 Toyota Tacoma, but of course I have a 2021 lower trim level and it's manual up as well. Manual down, which is cool, we're like halfway there, but why don't we have manual up windows in all trims of the Jeep Gladiator, in all trims of all trucks with power windows? Can you even get roll windows anymore? I think you still can, but it's pretty low on the trim scale. So auto up windows, gotta be a pretty easy thing to do. I'd be willing to pay a little extra for it myself. Let's have auto up windows. Continuing on, number two, push to eliminate. Push to eliminate what? You might be wondering. Push to eliminate auto stop. Now, I'm not talking about the temporary push to eliminate that we have now. You know, the one where you start it up and every time you start it up, you have to hit the button. You have to remember to turn the auto stop off. Why don't we have a permanent solution? In other words, it can still have the system to satisfy the government fuel economy ratings, but why not give the owner, the person that bought the truck, the ability to turn it off permanently? You know, I've had that in one other vehicle. That was a Porsche, and it had a button where you could push and it would permanently eliminate it until you hit that button again. Wasn't like what we have now where every time you get in the truck, you have to hit the button to turn it off. And speaking of that, little tidbit for you, the brand new Toyota Tundra, the redesigned 2022, has this auto stop feature now. So for years, Toyota has avoided it, but now it's in that truck too. We need that button. I would love to have it. It's a big pet peeve of mine, not only in the Jeep Gladiator, but any other Jeep that has it. My wife's Jeep Wrangler from 2018 has it. Drives me nuts, can't stand it. Give us a permanent way to disable the auto stop feature if we want. Just a button, hit it once, it's off. Number three, the V8 engine option. We need a V8 engine in the Jeep Gladiator. And I'm surprised that Jeep hasn't done that already. You know, with every other Mopar product out there, they always throw these big honking engines in, right? Why don't we have it in the Jeep Gladiator? We've got it in the Jeep Wrangler in the form of the 392. Why haven't they put that in the Jeep Gladiator? It has to be coming. I can't believe that it's not going to make its way to the Jeep Gladiator. The only thing that's going to get in the way are these rotten fuel efficient or electric vehicles. That's going to be the problem because unfortunately, I think like the number of buyers for the manual transmission, the number of buyers for the great big engines that get horrible gas mileage is shrinking. Again, I'll use the example of the new Toyota Tundra. The V8 is gone. It's now a twin-turbo V6. It'll be interesting to see if they do the same with the Jeep Gladiator. In other words, sock a turbo in there in place of a possible V8. I don't know. I hope not. Next up, number 4, and this is kind of a personal thing for me. You may feel the same, you may not. Let's move the window controls. They're in the center stack right now. I'm going on, or probably at, year 2 of owning a Jeep Gladiator. I had a different one rather previously, but now I'm into year 2. I still can't get used to it. I still go to reach to put the windows down on the door. And that's just because it's intuitive, I think. I mean, the window's right there. Every other vehicle I've ever had, for the most part, there have been a few, but most every other vehicle I've had, they're always on the door, right there on the door rest. I can't get used to it. Why can't we move it over? And I know a lot of people have said, well, it's because you can remove the doors, and if the doors are off, well, then you won't have any control. Well, why do you need to control the windows if the doors are off? The window stays with the door, doesn't it? Seriously, I can understand that argument, because let's say that we just removed the driver's side door. Now the controls are gone, which include the rears and the passenger side. So obviously we wouldn't have control over those if the controls were in that door that you just removed itself. I get it. I don't like it. I want window controls in the doors. Number 5, and this is something I actually just thought of recently, and that is a 4-piece removable top. Right now we have 3. Actually, I only have 1 because I've put the Sunrider soft top on. But in stock form, you have the 2 panels, the Freedom panels. You pull those off, and then you have the big honking awkward back piece. And it is awkward. It would be nice to be able to take that thing off yourself. Now, I can do it, but like I said, it's very awkward, and the last thing I want to do is pull that piece off and drop it. Crack a window, bust a plastic piece off, who knows what could happen. I want a 4-piece top, maybe in the rear, and I think this would be kind of cool. Could have like a Targa top piece, you know, that big singular piece. It's not that big. That singular piece that comes off in the center. That way you pop the 2 Freedom panels off. You can ride around that way. Or you pop the center piece off. You still have the back part on. Or you take them all off. I just think it would make it much more manageable to be able to take a hard top off than what we have right now. And to be honest, that's something I might even consider trading my Jeep in for. Another one, of course, but just that option. Something to consider. I know some people are going to say, well, that's going to create more possibilities for leaks. I don't believe that to be true. It would just be a rubber gasket down each side of it, just like we have with the Freedom panels. And I never had any problems with leaks with the Freedom panels. Anyway, just a few things that I think Jeep ought to consider with a Jeep Gladiator redesign when it is time to do so. Again, about 2 or 3 years from now, probably. Leave a comment. Let me know. What would you like to see? I'd be curious. Also, real quick, I do have 2 additional channels. Rob Motive, all about my 2021 Toyota Tacoma. And Rob Motive FST, all about my 2021 Toyota Tundra. Check them out, and if you're interested, why not subscribe? Don't forget to click that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. And do me a favor, smash that subscribe button on the way out. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.